Live from the Las Vegas Strip studio in beautiful November 1st, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's BettorCenter Live. I'm your host, Brad Stein. You can watch us on BettorCenter.com. Daily, usually 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Weekends, usually 7 a.m. But today, we're doing it live, and we do it 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. As you see, I am still celebrating Halloween. I'm your majesty. And we have a bunch of peasants here, but they're not just your regular peasants. These guys are sports handicappers from all over the globe here to help give us a little advice, make us some money, have a little fun. And you can also watch us on YouTube at louisdiamond.com and also on Facebook. Let's introduce those four little peasants. Our first guy, you might think love is a battlefield, but I say his name is Del Warfield. Welcome to the show. Louis Bag of Diamonds, also welcome to the show. Tony Gulledge, he's back with the red hair, slick back, probably. And of course, from out of this planet, from another world, another dimension, Mr. Chip Chirimbes. Gentlemen, happy Sunday, happy November 1st. Hope you had a wonderful Halloween and you're still celebrating.
Hey, good morning, Brad.
Thank you for allowing us into your fiefdom.
You know, it was
wow,
tough.
The king has spoken. That's beautiful.
That's right. Look at this one. Look at
I'll
Chip.
tell you what. You never look so good, buddy. Never look so good. All them winners, man. We know you got some kind of connection going on, don't you?
Something's going on here. Guys, this is great.
Telepathy. There we go. Uh-huh.
All right, let's start with Louis Bag of Diamonds. What did you learn from yesterday in the land of college football?
Oh, yesterday in college football, I learned that the teasers can be fairly good for you, number one. But Navy, if you would have been following us and got them early, the worst you would have done was push. But if you teased them out, you obviously would have won. And I don't know what it is about them, but boy, oh boy, they were getting crushed. I mean, where there was no hope, and all of a sudden they scored 3 late touchdowns to at least cover the teaser and get a push. But, you know, so I don't know why you just can't just keep riding that as every time that comes out. So we had a nice day here yesterday. Cincinnati dominated like we thought they were going to. And everybody did really well yesterday, didn't we, guys?
Yes. Del Warfield, it's been a long time. How are you doing, and what did you learn?
Yeah, it's been so long. Last time I seen you, you were just a peasant like us, but now you're a king. So it's nice to see you too. So yeah, yesterday was like Louis said, we had a really good day. It was interesting play of the day yesterday. Easily went over. We had the Navy SMU game. You know, the total was like 59. Went way over, just like we thought it would too. So really good day yesterday. Look forward to some NFL plays today too as well.
That's what happens when you get older. You get kinged. And the wife kinged me, and now she's my queen. And now we move to Tony Gulledge. Still red hair, still slick back, but like Pat Riley, and wearing a tie, looking fancy. Please continue.
Yeah, crazy. Yes. Big Ten football. I think Jim Harbaugh's about done, right? After that terrible home performance against Michigan State. Just learned this is a crazy year. 2020 has been crazy. Nothing has been normal. And my gambling results have kind of reflected it. It has been a roller coaster ride, just trying to keep it going and keep your head level. Bet smart, guys. 2020 still got a couple months to go.
And that leaves us. And that leaves us with one man from another dimension. But his picks are so fantastic. Please welcome Chip Chirimbes. What did you learn from yesterday? You may speak.
Basically, I learned if you can't make a 2-point conversion, you can't go 6-0 on the day. Penn State, my only loser yesterday, 5-0. West Virginia romp. We had a great day out there. Even Georgia Tech came from behind with a backdoor cover for me. So you have to make these 2-point conversions in order to cover these point spreads.
Thank you. Now, let's take a minute to highlight our handicappers from yesterday.
His line is so low, Memphis just doesn't stop anybody. They don't tackle anybody at all. And I was also surprised that total was as low as it is because both these teams are offensive juggernauts.
Yeah, anytime I see an unranked team as a favorite against a ranked team, it raises a red flag to me.
Cincinnati defense for me is the key of the game. Memphis 3-1 straight up, only 1-3 against the spread. They were laying 14 points and only won by 12 against Temple.
I definitely like Cincinnati here at 6.5. Open up at 6, I believe. So the line's moving in the right direction. Love Cincinnati here.
2 reactions. Number 1, we have a bunch of winners on our show. Number 2, those are some good-looking mother suckers. That's all I have to say. Now we'll move to game number 1 of the National Football League. The Indianapolis Colts at the Detroit Lions. And this opened up at -3, currently -3.5 with an over-under that opened at 51. It is now 48.5. I would say there's a lot of wind, but not so much in this game because it is indoors. Del Warfield, what are your thoughts for game number 1?
Yeah, so for this game, I actually like the under here. Like I said, 41, I think it's at 49 or 48.5 now. Action's actually coming in on this over too. You know how I roll. I like to, fade those reverse line movements. I like the under here in this game at 48.5. I think it's going to be more of a run dominant game. Lions have kind of overperformed recently. Colts, they're kind of laying on that defense. Expect probably a couple turnovers from Phillip Rivers, as always. I like this game going under.
Chip, those Lions, they're trying to fight. They're trying to stay afloat in the NFC North. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are I really do hate to have to try and back Matt Stafford, but I think that's the way I'm going to go here. The Colts opened up a smaller favorite. I think it's been driven up a little bit, and it's at that crucial mark. It's at 3, and even you said today 3.5. I think there's a natural for people to gravitate toward Indianapolis in this game. I'm going to take Detroit. I did not post this game. I used it as a free play, but I think the Lions have a puncher's chance to win this one.
Tony Gulledge, please.
Yeah, Detroit Lions won 3 of their last 4 games. Have yet to win at home. They're 0-2 at home. I agree with Chip here. Matthew Stafford, I affectionately refer to him as Pumpkinhead because he's kind of just a dumb, the lowest IQ quarterback in the league, I think, but one of the biggest arms. That's the up here has always been his issue. Tough spot for the Colts, if you're asking me, handicapping wise. I'm going to back Detroit, hold my nose, and I never seem to do well when I bet on Detroit, but I'm going to try it again. Try it today. I like Detroit.
Pumpkinhead? Really? I call Matt Stafford because that's what he does. He throws up stats. They don't win much, but he does throw up stats. Louis Diamond, your thoughts?
If there's one thing consistent about these two teams is they're inconsistent and they're tough to back. So got a hog here. I'm not all that excited about, wanting to jump on this. I can't find much of any reason to back this game at all, except for one that will go against Dell here. The 8 out of the last 9 Lion games at home have gone over the number. So, but I can't just jump on and over because of that. So I don't have much to offer on this game.
All right, that moves us to game number 2. That's the Patriots at the Bills. Here's the big game, AFC East. Bills they've struggled against the New England Patriots. They want this game bad. They need to prove something here. The Patriots have been playing pretty terrible. They've been losing a lot of games, uncharacteristic for Bill Belichick, who's complained lack of depth due to the salary cap. Well, let's see what we have here. This opened with an over-under 46, currently 41, lots of wind. Opened -3. It is now -4.5. The Buffalo Bills, that number has gone up. And we'll start with Tony Gulledge. What are your thoughts for this big game in the AFC East?
Yeah, you wonder if this could be the actual passing of the torch from New England to somebody else. Gosh, Buffalo just has not played that great in most recent games. They did get the win against the Jets, but it wasn't pretty, 18-10. Before that, they were getting popped, but by pretty good teams. They started out so high, you wonder if they're going to be back down to normal. New England, there's so many issues. I can't really waste everybody's time going over everything. But for me in this game, just like Detroit, I'm going to hold my nose. I'm going to play Buffalo in this game. Just think they're going to find a way to grind it out. I'm really skeptical of New England's offensive capability, but we'll see how this plays out. I'm going to take Buffalo here today.
All righty, Chip. The Patriots lost 3 games straight. Buffalo Bills. Stephon Gilmore's out. What do you think?
Oh, Your Majesty, I have to pay homage. I'm telling you, you look great. This is a great matchup, these two teams, but there's a long time history with them. And as a friend of mine, an old handicapper used to say, I love this game. The Patriots have lost 3 in a row. They absolutely stink. They can't move the ball. If you saw any of the game against the Niners last week, there's no way you can take New England here. Other than the fact that they've covered 13 of the last 16 times they've been in New England. You must remember those were Brady years as well. And they just have a hold over Buffalo, winning 30 of the last 32. Those numbers and those trends are just too overwhelming for me to overcome. I think Belichick will come up with something. Josh Allen has been inconsistent of late, and the Patriots still have a pretty solid running game, and Cam Newton knows this may be his Waterloo. So I'm going to take the New England Patriots.
I like it. Warfield, I know you're going to the other side. I know you're in love with Bill Belichick. Yes? No?
Yes, I do love Belichick here, actually. I gotta admit it. I'm not gonna be making a play on this game, but I do actually like the Patriots, though, if I was to pick, gun to my head. I think the win factor that you guys talked about too, it does play a heavy role in this. Passing is not going to have that much effect, so a running game will have much more value. Patriots have been running the ball pretty well. Cam Newton, that dual threat quarterback. Josh Allen got some wheels on him too, but I don't really trust the Bills running game versus the Patriots. Low scoring game, close game. I got to ride with the man I love, Belichick here. Patriots with the points.
That's what I thought. That is what I thought. BettorCenter.com, also on YouTube at Louis Diamond, and Facebook. That's where you can watch Better Center live. I'm your host, Brad Stein. Now let's go to Louis Bag of Diamonds. What are your thoughts for your former team, your former favorite team where you grew up, Buffalo?
All right. Yes, we broke up. I broke up with them a long time ago, but I do enjoy seeing the people from back home having something to be excited for. But sometimes I feel like, oh boy, they just drive you to the cliff and drop you right off every time. This is the turning point for the Buffalo Bills or not. One or the other. This is that game. At the end of the day, was it Brady or was it Belichick that owned these Buffalo Bills 35 of the last 40 times that they have played? So if that's not the monkey on your back and you don't have the opportunity to dominate this game from the opening kickoff until the very end, you're nothing, Buffalo. You're nothing, because you have it. Everything's right there. It's handed to you on a silver platter today. That being said, I don't know. I really don't know, because, Buffalo's got to take you to the cliff before they drop you off. They may take you to the cliff here today and blow New England out. You got a big win factor here today. That's not really going to help. I don't know if that's really going to help Buffalo or not, because it may turn into a running game. So, but if it doesn't, and Kyle Allen has the ability to pass here today, it's lights out. And if Buffalo doesn't play lights out today, they're done. They got nothing. So I'm just going to be interested to see what happens. I think the game smells a little bit. So, but Buffalo does drive you to the cliff. So I think they may take you to the cliff here today. How's that?
That sounds great. All the pressure on the Buffalo Bills. I like it. I totally agree. We're going to go to the man on the street. Where is he? Is he in Minneapolis? I don't know. We'll find out right now. Better Center Live.
A happy Sunday morning to you, Better Center. Tony C here, your man on the street, coming to you from downtown Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota. U.S. Bank Stadium, home of the Minnesota Vikings, where they take on today the 5-1 Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. So Minnesota comes into this game at 1-5, Green Bay at 5-1. Maybe a little bit of a role reversal from preseason predictions. Everybody thought that Minnesota would be the team to beat in this NFC North, but it just hasn't been the case. Early season struggles and just a banged up defense has really fit this team in, and it's do or die. If they don't come up with a road win today, their season, you can pretty much write it off. They might have a slight outside shot at the playoffs here, but they've got to win today. So you've got a rested Minnesota team coming in off of a bye week and a disappointing loss at home to the Atlanta Falcons. And Dalvin Cord, the running back, was out against Atlanta and really showed. They only had 32 yards on the ground. But the offense has picked up in the last 3 weeks. I mean, Cousins is starting to gel and come around. He does have 10 interceptions on the season. So just early season struggles have done this team in, but I look for them to be very competitive today. As far as on the other side of the ball, Green Bay is at home. They're 5-1. We do not have Aaron Jones. He's out with a calf. I think they're really resting him for this Thursday night, November the 5th, under the lights in Santa Clara, California, at the 49ers. I think the Packers may be underestimating Minnesota, their division rival, because they're looking ahead to San Francisco on Thursday, a rematch of the NFC Championship game. And that's what I want to get your guys' feedback on here, because I think you're going to see Green Bay, if they do get a comfortable lead, you're going to see a lot of guys maybe be resting after that third quarter for Green Bay, because, again, they're going to be on short rest for their starters for Thursday night, November 5. What do you guys think here? We've got a line of 6 and 49.5. I really see, despite all of their early season struggles, they're starting to gel. I see Minnesota coming in and covering the 6 points. Coming out with a win, maybe not so, but I see them covering the 6. What do you guys think, Louis Bag of Diamonds, Tony? I'm going to throw it back to you at BettorCenter. Minnesota at Green Bay, division rivals, face off here. Tell me what you think. Back to you guys.
The Vikings competitive against the Green Bay Packers with one of the most explosive offenses in the league, and the Vikings trade away one of their best pass rushers and best defensive players. I don't know, but let's see what the boys think. We'll start with Louis Diamond. This is our game number 6. Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings.
It's a tough game because I don't want to lay the points with the Packers here at all, because it almost looks way too easy, number one, but it's a big divisional game. But the Packers have really owned the Vikings at home. The game has gone under historically, but this is the Vikings Super Bowl. Did they just give up? Or if they didn't give up, this is their Super Bowl. They have to win here today and start winning out in a big divisional game. So I am not going to be that easy to back the Packers in this. I'm not going to plug my nose on the Vikings in this. I think it's another tough game for you to make a decision on. And even the teaser is a tough call either way, because, if the Packers, the wind is a big factor. Is Aaron Rodgers going to be able to pass effectively in the wind here today? He's not going to have a running game. So, and that's a big question mark. So I think it's a tough game tough game to bet.
Packers -6. Chip, is this a tough game?
For the guys out on the field, it probably will be. The handicap, I like the Vikings. I like the Vikings as well. The number coming off of 7 down to 6 is when I think most of the action is probably going to be on Green Bay. I think what he said, what they were talking about, what they have in store for Green Bay in the next 4 days after this game, 5 days. I think Minnesota has a shot here. They've been so terrible. If they can't get up and get ready for this game, they might as well pack it in. I think they come to play today.
All right. Tony.
I'm pretty much in agreement with these guys. You look at this line, Green Bay -6. That's got sucker bet wrote all over. It looks just way too easy. Why? Just the average Joe gambler, you look at that. Why is that line under a touchdown? You're looking at one of the dominant teams in the NFC against a team that's been a dumpster fire. I think Dalvin Cook returns today for the Vikings. I think that could help the running game. Yeah, I'm getting a sneaking suspicion. This almost smells like a spot where the Vikings could win. I'm not saying they will, but, man, knowing the NFL the way it goes, this is the kind of game you need to be careful for. I'm going to actually back the Vikings with a smaller play here. So I like Minnesota, like the Lou and Chip.
All right, so somebody's going to be different, and it has to be Del Warfield, right? Del?
Not at all. I'm rolling with the whole crew here as well. I'm also going to be on the
Oh, boy.
Vikings today. Chip mentioned I like the line going reversing down to 6 now. Is at 7, 6.5 now down to 6. Action is coming in on the Packers today. You guys already mentioned all the points. I don't really got anything to talk about. Green Bay is looking ahead to San Francisco, the team that knocked them out of the playoffs last year. The Vikings have 2 weeks to prep for their rival. Their season's on the line this week, so Vikings getting that 6.5 points. I think it's a sucker bet to take the Packers. I love the Vikings today, and I love that all you guys are on this play too. So let's go Vikings.
I think we got to make a bet.
All right, guys, let's go to game number 4. Titans at the Bengals. This game opened up -3.5, Tennessee. Currently -7. Over under was 55. Now it's 49. We'll start right there with Dell. You're hot. You're red hot. You went with the Vikings. Who do you like in this game?
This game's a little bit tougher for me for the Titans Bengals, right? I don't really like it. The Titans, they look really good this year. They're undefeated going into Pittsburgh. Lost that heartbreaking one. I'm sure they got banged up in that game too. The Bengals are just, you can't really bet on them. The 7 points seems accurate where the spread should be, but you want to take the Titans, but it just doesn't seem like a decent bet in my eyes. So I just got to completely stay away from this one and see what these other great cappers got to say about it.
Okay, you want to hear what the other great cappers have to say about this. How about Louis Diamond? He's in love with Joe Burrow. Louis, take it away.
I do love Joe Burrow, and but not today. But I don't love the late move on Tennessee. That seems to be. I mean, from 3.5 all the way up to 7, and I am. I'm not a fan of Tennessee. The only thing I can really see again, and I know I'm go-to guy. My go-to is the teaser, but really, this is one of them games again where you might have a value on the teaser both ways. Tennessee will probably win this game. Cincinnati will find a way to keep it close. But Paul Bovey made some good points on Friday's show about the under in this game, where Burrow's going to face probably the toughest defense that he may have faced this season. So that I got to keep that in mind. So maybe if I were to lean with one side on the teaser, it's going to have to be with Tennessee for the outright win, or Tennessee on a money line parlay would be my opinion on that game. And I'll agree with Paul as I did on Friday with a little bit of the under, but there's some history for over in this series. So, but I don't see the history playing here today.
Do you agree, Chip, or disagree?
Game are we talking about? We're talking about the Cleveland-Oakland game?
Mars versus Venus.
We're talking the Titans-Bengals, baby.
All right, because we have the Browns listed on the Raiders underneath. That's what confused me.
Probably not.
I like the Bengals here because Tennessee's coming off their first loss, and I call it the bang bang theory. They rough game last week against Pittsburgh. They might have been a little bit exposed, but I think Cincinnati's in a great spot. They've been a great cover all season. I like Joe Burrow, and we are talking about the Bengals and Titans. I'll take Cincinnati.
And that leaves Mr. Tony Gulledge.
Yeah, one of the bright spots of my NFL this year has been able to bet on or off these Bengals. Great spot for them, if you ask me. Tennessee, their 2 road games, they've won by 2 points, 1 point. Denver, Minnesota, nothing impressive. Their defense doesn't impress. Bengals, on the other hand, they've biggest loss this year, other than the game at Baltimore, which is almost a throwout. They got destroyed. But every other game, they've been within 1 score every game, and they put points up. I mean, at worst case, I see a backdoor cover opportunity for the Bengals here. Burrow. Again, this is one of those where I would not be shocked if the Bengals win this game, but I'm definitely going to be happy taking Cincinnati in a touchdown. It's one of my not my top tier play, but definitely a little better than a nickel and dime play for me. Bengals today.
Now we go to the Raiders and Browns, and that is game number 4. This game opened up 55.5 over under, currently at 47. maybe a little wind. -3 Browns. It is now -1. So this line has moved. And these Browns aren't just a typical Browns team. This is a red-hot Browns team that won 4 out of the last 5 games. So what? They beat subpar competition. Doesn't matter. The Browns are winning. Barely, but they're winning. Let's start with Tony G.
Wow, I actually ended up not betting this game, but I certainly still have this issue with Baker Mayfield and the Browns. You just mentioned it. The game they played against a good team, they got laid out cold by the Pittsburgh Steelers. No real confidence. Vegas, I think, can score some points. If I have an opinion here, it's going to be on Vegas, but I actually laid off this game, and I'm sure these other guys definitely have more confidence in this one.
Del Warfield, this has you written all over it. Please.
Well, look, I would lean Raiders here. Baker Mayfield, you can't trust him, right? He's had a couple good games, but those games have been against bad opponents. 2 of those being the Bengals, one of the worst, defenses. True, but I mean, still, still is Baker Mayfield. He's gonna go back to his old ways. Raiders don't really have a good defense either, so I mean, maybe he would have a decent shot, but I don't like this game either way. I gotta kind of just stay away from this one. The line's showing Raiders. Odell Beckham's out now for the rest of the year, so I mean, I don't trust Baker Mayfield. I'm staying away from this game completely.
Chip, Derek Carr on the road, cold weather. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm a Carr fan. I'm rooting for the Raiders, of course. I'm not using this game anywhere. I think there's way too much sentiment toward the Raiders. Last week they got totally pounded by Tampa Bay, and I think everyone's looking for them to bounce back here. The wind conditions looks like it's going to hurt the home team here because they have a better passing game. But I happen to think Cleveland's probably in a spot to win this game. I didn't use it. I didn't post it. And it's just really a small opinion.
Hey, the teams are pretty even. Points scored, points allowed. This should be a good game. Louis, what are your thoughts?
Well, I like, early in the week, I was all over this game on the over, and now it's dropped, so I got the worst of the number, but I'm still not afraid of it. But I understand the move. I mean, 27-mile-an-hour winds. So that definitely has me concerned. But at 47 right now, and I had the over on a teaser, teasing it down to 41 still a play in my book. So, I feel, you got 2 teams that have been nothing but overs in high-scoring games all season. Is this the game they get together and not do it? I don't think so. Even though the wind is there, and it's a real concern, but because Baker Mayfield is hard to be leaving him either way. What Baker's showing up today, and now he has to face the wind. So, but Cleveland still has a pretty good running game, and they can probably run the ball against the Raiders. But obviously, the advantage would have been to pass the ball against the Raiders. Derek Carr. Cold weather, we're not quite there yet. He needs to be in freezing temperatures. When he gets to 32, bet against him. It's only 44 today, but I'm still going to like the over. I think you still got a nice play on the over.
My peasants, we are going to move around to game number 8. This is the Saints and Bears. Not your typical game, but a very good game. This game opened up Saints -2.5, currently -5. Another game that has moved, and the over-under 47, now 41. Let's start with Chip Chirimbes.
This contest makes me want to lean toward the Bears off of their dismal performance last week. And I'm kind of surprised that New Orleans is such a strong favorite. I know they're a public club and public team, and they'll get plenty of the action. Drew Brees, of course, is he going to be able to move the ball against his Bear team? I'm wondering if Brees has dropped more than Brady as far as talking about the aging quarterbacks in the NFL. I would have to the home dog here. But the fact that New Orleans is such a strong favorite here, they're making it's going to be. I think it's a high number for a home team to be getting, and I still like the Bears. I did not use this game.
Okay, the Bears have the best offense in the league. I think we established that, just like the Seahawks have the best defense. We go to Tony Gulledge now on this big game because the Saints have won 3 games in a row. They're playing a little bit better. They're getting a little sneaky. Are they finding something out, figuring something out? What are your thoughts?
I like the Dome team going outside. I like the Bears back home off the loss. They handled Tampa Bay. New Orleans just doesn't seem to want to cover spreads. Their defense isn't that strong to where you know once they get the number covered, they can just lock it down and take it to the house. That is not this New Orleans defense. Bears obviously not pretty to watch, but that defense keeps them in there. Their defense actually scores points. You know, not just play well; they're putting points up to help the team. I think that's going to be a huge part of this game. Chip brought up some good points about New Orleans being favored here. It is suspect. I concur. I'm looking at things that make me question this a little, but I'm going to just go with what I sense is the right play, and I'm going to take Chicago in the points, and I do like the Bears today.
Odell, Nick Foles, if he had one wish, it would be for an offensive line. What are your thoughts? Saints -4.
Or just to play Brady every week. Who knows? So I don't really like the side here. I was more so on the total. You kind of are getting a way worse number because it opened up at 47, I believe. I just posted 43 actually for subscribers probably about an hour or two ago. It's already down to 41. So that line's still dropping now. So it might not even be worth taking anymore, even at 41, 40.5. But I do like this game going under as well. So I don't really like a side here. I think Saints got a really good defense. Bears got a really good defense. Saints aren't explosive as they used to be. I think Breeze is losing a step or two. I did like this game under. I think it's a little bit too late now to take it, so I'm kind of staying away. I don't really like a side, so I lean under, maybe a second half under if I get a good line for it or something. But I can't give that now after all that movement.
Okay, fair enough. Game is outside. Are we smelling some diamonds there, Louis B?
You know, if I got any diamonds, it would be to tease it to the over. You know, once again, the numbers dropped. Obviously, we have weather issues here again today. 24-mile-an-hour winds in Chicago, 38 degrees. But New Orleans has always been a road team against the spread. So I haven't given up on that theory yet. But it's up to 5 now. Don't want to lay the 5. 5 is another number you don't want to lay in the NFL as a favorite. Something about the number 5, something about the number 3.5. But if I were to throw something on a teaser, I would probably lean a little bit to the over on the teaser. These two teams historically have gone over, and when they get together head to head. And I would also probably lean on that home dog you get up to 11 on them, 11.5 if you can. So you're crossing some nice key numbers for the dog with the Bears on a teaser.
All right, my peasants, it's that favorite time of the day. It's your most interesting play of the day here Sunday, NFL. We're going to start with Del Warfield.
Yes, so my most interesting play of the day today. Yesterday's was a winner. We had Navy SMU game over for 59. Completely flew over it. Easy winner. So for today's most interesting play, we're going to be going between the Rams and the Dolphins. This line opened up at 47 down to 45.5. So the money's kind of split on this game, 50-50, more like 53-47 or so. But the Rams' last 4 games have all gone under. The Dolphins are 3-1 in the under here. I love the line movement. Favorite game today is going to be the Rams versus Dolphins under 45.5.
Most interesting play of the day. Chip Chirimbes from another planet far, far away.
Well, I'm going to go with the big game in the AFC. We have Pittsburgh invading Baltimore. Undefeated Steelers coming off the game against Tennessee. I think they can have it. I think the number's strong here. I think the number's very strong. I think the Ravens, who had an extra week to prepare, are going to ambush the Steelers here. The Steelers have had an ability to sack. I think they lead the league in sacks, sack the opposing quarterbacks. But there is an issue here with Lamar Jackson. He is not sackable for the most part. He's a great runner. And I think the running game of the Ravens will be the difference. The number's formidable. Getting over that 4 is a tough number to beat. But I think Baltimore's the side today.
Lots of good games to choose from. Louis, bag of diamonds. Your most interesting play of the day is who?
Well, you know me, I like to give out a lot of teasers, but I want to just touch on. I think the over in that. I think the over in that Pittsburgh game is probably a pretty interesting play there today. I don't see either offense really being stifled too much. I think you got some value on the over, so they're good in a teaser. And I'm going to wing you a teaser here today in the NFL that will hopefully cash you a nice ticket. So, and I'm going to roll with some dogs here. I'm going to take the Patriots plus 10.5 across some key numbers. All right. I am going to take the Raiders plus 7, getting some key numbers there as well. I'm going to take them Dolphins as a home dog. We'll get them plus 9.5. And I also think that the total in the 49er Seahawk game should be a nice solid over on the for a play as well as the teasers. And if you want another teaser, just text free winner to 90210. There's another teaser there. You can get yourself a nice free teaser. Get out there, make yourself some money today in the NFL.
Last but certainly not least, and before we get to you, Tony, I just want to apologize for the horrible, gruesome injury of your nephew, Andy Dalton. We're all there with you and him. So please, the most interesting play of the day.
Yeah, thanks for the condolences. Chip stole my thunder. I really like Baltimore too. Many of the points he just brought up, I agree totally with Chip on Baltimore. I really like that game. I'm going to go the other one that's with the unusual line, Kansas City minus 19.5. I don't remember a line being that big since maybe the 49ers beat the Chargers back in the Super Bowl. Stan Humphries, Steve Young, if people remember that far back. And with that large line, what happened? The favored team trounced. Huge number. Normally wouldn't recommend it, but when I see one that large, that just tells me they're having trouble even putting something on that to make, obviously it's an imbalanced team, but most interesting play for me, I'm just going to dump the points and play Kansas City, just see how the final score, spin the wheel and see what the final score is. I like Kansas City to lay the points as my most interesting play of the day.
All right, guys, and this is the most interesting part of the show because I'm going to release you and let you go watch football Sunday. Have a great time. For more great picks and wonderful information, please watch BettorCenter Live on BettorCenter.com. Also, YouTube at Louis Diamond. Don't forget about Facebook. Thank you, Dell. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Chip. And, of course, Louis Bag of Diamonds and our producer, our technical director, Mr. Eugene Stewart, and Spotlight Film Productions. If you can't be good, be bad. Have a lovely day. We'll catch you next time.